probably read on newspapers, magazines, or seen on TV some works of art that have been sold for hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, and found yourself shocked at how expensive works of art can be. Do you want to know which are the 20 most expensive works of art of all times? If you do, come with me. Hi everyone, this is Amanda Pontes again at Art4All.tips, and today we are going to talk about the 20 most expensive works of art of all times. One thing that we must remind ourselves is that those are works of art that have been bought and sold at the private market, either between a private buyer and a private seller, or at auction houses such as Christie's and Sotheby's. Many of the most important masterpieces of the art history throughout all times are exhibited at museums, and they belong to the museums themselves or to governments. Therefore, we will never know how much they would cost if they were ever sold in the private sector. We know, for example, that only the insurance that the Louvre Museum pays for the Mona Lisa is around $1 billion. So we can only imagine how much it would cost if it were ever sold privately. So therefore, we cannot know for sure how many of the most famous art pieces of all times would cost. But what we do know is how much these works of art that we're going to talk about actually did cost once they were sold privately. Okay, so these are the top 20 most expensive works of art of all times. On number 20, we have an untitled work by Michel Basquiat, an artist who I really love. It was sold by $110 million, and it portrays a skull, and he used to do that spray paint. We must remember that Basquiat was originally a street artist, a graffiti artist, and he was one of the first to break from urban art, to break from the streets into the formal art market. And he was such a groundbreaking artist that he did that in the 80s. So not only was his work groundbreaking, but his presence into mainstream art markets groundbreaking as well. I just love his work, and I am very happy to see his name in the top 20 most expensive works of art of all time. This work of his, this untitled work, was bought by a Japanese billionaire named Yusaku Maezawa, and it was bought for his own private collection. Number 19 is Reclining Nude with Blue Cushion by Modigliani. It was bought by $118 million. This is one of his many famous female nudes, and 3 of those will appear on this list. And this is the cheapest one, and by cheapest we are talking about $118 million. I think it would be quite interesting if Modigliani came to know how much his paintings would eventually cost, once that it is known that he would trade his work for alcohol, drugs, and food. Can you imagine trading your work for food? This is what he did back then, due to his restless and unstable personality. He was a fabulous artist, but clearly a poor negotiator, and he lost a tremendous amount of money in his lifetime. So follow me, you could. Number 18, The Scream by Edvard Munch. This is one that you're probably familiar with, or you have seen it somewhere. This one was sold by $119.9 million, and this isn't even the most expensive Scream there is. There are 4 different versions of the Scream, one of which is on public display. It is on exhibition at the National Gallery in Oslo, Norway, which can still be seen there. If you're ever in Oslo, make sure to check it out. This one was bought by billionaire Leon Black in 1220. Number 17 is The Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer 1 by Klimt. This one was bought by $135 million. This is the famous Lady in Gold by Klimt. This is the portrait of a Jewish banker's wife, and it was bought by a Russian billionaire, Ronald Lauder, in 2006. There is another portrait of the same woman which will also appear on this list, and we are going to talk about the complicated history, the very famous as well history of both these paintings later on in this video. There is a recent movie with Helen Mirren called Woman in Gold, which tells the story of this painting. We are going to talk about it more afterwards.